This conference will now be recorded.
No, I'm good. Okay, it is 5:57. We're running a couple minutes late. Um, I'm opening the public hearing for the Village of Winnebago. And this is a proposed pre-annexation agreement with the property located at 7219 Cunningham Road, also known as 7215 Cunningham Road in Winnebago County. It is owned by Meridian Nursery, Inc. And we do have Rob Furch here, who is the principal of that company. And opening it up to see if anybody virtually has any thing to say at this point. I will make a statement, and then if there's something you want to say, I'll circle back to you. Anybody here seated that would like to make a statement or have a question at this point? And like I said before, I will circle back and ask if there's a question after I make a statement. I'm just going to read through what you kind of put together for your synopsis, just so everyone has an idea. And I'm just going to read a pre-written item here so I don't say anything incorrectly. Meridian Nursery, Inc. is interested in pre-annexing to the Village of Winnebago. It will allow the Village of Winnebago to control the building and zoning of the property, which is currently through the County of Winnebago. And at such time that the property ever becomes contiguous or touching the Village of Winnebago property, then that entity agrees to annex to the Village of Winnebago. The pre-annexation will potentially expand the village's borders in the future. The supplemental public hearing on zoning for the subject property occurred just a little while ago at 5:30 p.m. Through the zoning board, and the zoning board continued with its prior recommendation to zone the property district number 4, which is the village's general industrial district. Currently, the property is zoned IH or heavy industrial in the county. Pre-annexation agreement must be passed by 2/3 of the corporate authorities, and that includes the village president. So there are 7 members tonight. We have 7 that will vote, and 4 must approve of this pre-annexation agreement. Zoning made the preliminary recommendation is to zoning the property district number 4. We did have issues with not getting notice out individually to all of the residents or property owners within 250 feet. So we did a supplemental hearing that occurred earlier this evening. Proper notice was mailed to all of those property owners, and we again published in the newspaper. So everybody had an opportunity at that point to make a statement. We had nobody appear. So it was reaffirmed at the 5:35 special zoning board meeting that we move forward with zoning this property as district number 4. So now it comes before the board, or the public hearing, and it'll come before the board later tonight to determine whether the village should enter into the pre-annexation agreement that has been signed by Rob Furch of Meridian Nursery. I'll make another statement. When Rob Martin was chief of the Windsor Sioux Fire Department, he had contacted me and was wanting to contact all of the businesses along Meridian to try and protect the tax base for the Windsor Sioux Fire Department. He was concerned that the city of Rockford was going to be coming out to the west, which they are. My understanding is they pre-annexed or annexed a property just across Meridian, up near where the petroleum places are. We felt that it would be better for the village to try and enter into pre-annexation agreements to prevent the city of Rockford from coming further west. And if the city of Rockford does annex those properties, it's my understanding that they now will be the taxing body and not Windsor Sioux or other entities. So Windsor Sioux would lose out on the tax revenue, and that would be a huge hit on some of those businesses. So when I went out with Chief Martin, this was probably 5 years ago or so, we did try and meet with all the business owners that were right along Meridian or the chemical petroleum companies that were on Cunningham to see if they would be interested. Since then, he has retired, and we did not make the effort until we found out that Rob was interested in coming into the village. And it was for several reasons. One of them was just not, the county not working as closely with him and his business as he felt that they should. And he felt that he would get a better reception from the village of Winnebago and be able to work with us since we pretty much know each other, people on the board and Rob. It has also lent itself to another business along Meridian to also sign a pre-annexation application with the village. So I just wanted everyone to know the background because I think it's important beyond just him coming into the village, but it affects certain taxing bodies. I believe the library district could be affected by this. The park district could be affected by this. And I don't know how the township would be affected. I think the township board would still stay the same. But I know these other taxing bodies would lose out if Meridian or any other business along there were to go with the city of Rockford. And the other thing is, we know that residents west of Meridian were not very keen on going into the city of Rockford, and they were worried about it. So this, I think, puts up a message that the village is working, because we're the only entity that can really kind of stop this. So we're not doing this for any other reason except we've been asked by business to do this. We think it's in the best interest of the village. We think it's in the best interest of his business, and we think it's in the best interest of the other entities that are part of the village. So I wanted to make that statement, and again, I know Chief Laurie is here, I think with a board member from Winber Sioux. I know that we have Greg Hodges from the township, Winnebago Township here. And I don't know if any of you have any other questions, any concerns, but I want to make this as open as possible so that we can hear your thoughts. And then when we do discuss this at the 6 o'clock board meeting, we do have the ability to factor in your comments.
And Frank, if I could just make
Yes.
2 brief comments, and that is that with a pre-annexation agreement, should we enter into that, the village enter into it, then no other municipality can come and forcibly try to annex whoever we have a pre-annexation agreement with, which is good for 20 years. The other thing you mentioned, the other taxing bodies, and I think that's particularly why the statute requires that the library board, fire protection district, as well as the township highway, all of the people get notified, and it's by certified mail, as you probably saw. I specifically put in there that we're not trying to waste taxpayer dollars. The statute specifically requires that it has to be mailed to you by certified mail, return receipt requested, and that's why all of the individuals got that notice.
In terms of the township, they would still provide the same level of service that would be provided. So it's not as though the village would all of a sudden take over services. The only thing that changes is the village would determine what zoning category that property would be. And for any building permits, it would go through our office rather than the county of Winnebago. Liquor will still, any liquor license, anything like that would still go through the county. But this designation for zoning is village designation.
Do we need the person with David Morgan's statement minutes?
Do we need it?
Yes, because I can't see
We
it.
don't have to, but Chief Loria, if you could provide the individual that's there with you so we can put that in the minutes, please.
It's Dr. Gene Gambrell.
Dr. Gambrell, how are you?
Good evening. I'm treasurer of Winber Sioux Fire Protection District, and our position on pre-annexation of the areas along Meridian Road still remains the same. We're definitely for it.
Thank you for that statement. Any any other comments? Okay. Anything from any board members who are sitting here? Mr. McKinnon, do you have anything? You're on mute, Mike.
Now he's frozen.
That's frozen.
Now
My-
you're frozen, Mike.
Your picture is frozen, so I don't know if something happened to your connection. All right. Yeah, Mr. Hodges.
My only comment is the township board does not meet until tomorrow night. I don't know that it's gonna change anything. I don't think that there's any real objection but to be honest and to be fair, we don't have a meeting till tomorrow night.
Okay.
So, I just I got the letter. I've already talked to Rob. So I just wanted to that is why the township is actually here.
Okay. I don't know if you had a chance to do a straw poll or talk to some of the members if you feel that they're okay with it or.
Not
Not sure.
really, I mean, it's, there's farmers between here and there. That being said, I mean, we already know that the fire department goes out that area. We still know, we don't plow the road, we don't plow Meridian, we don't plow Cunningham. So where we're at, I mean, it is part of the taxing body for the township, it is part of the township. Our concern is to just make sure what's going on that encompasses the township. There's a lot of stuff statewide. I'm not gonna go too much into that as far as dissolving townships. We're just trying to protect ourselves all the time also.
Okay.
So,
All right. Thank you for that.
thank you.
Any other comments? I'm not seeing anyone or hearing anybody wanting to make a comment, so we'll go ahead and close out this public hearing. And it is
6:09.
6:09, thank you. And then we are going, for those of you that want to join the regular board meeting, we will be going into that in just a couple of minutes.